All right, big stimulus package this weekend. $1.9 trillion. They're throwing them around like nickels, folks. But is this a good thing or a bad thing? Let's discuss on our next Straight Talk. Let's go. Hello, this is Michael Loftus, Wealth and Wisdom TV, where education is the key to a successful financial future. First time here, please do consider subscribing or liking. We do videos like this, straight talk, educational videos, and regular market updates. So big stimulus this weekend. Obviously not the first, may not be the last. The question is it good or bad? Now let me say this. It is absolutely those who are in need. It is very good for them. Some others not so much. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So first, let's look at some of the headlines this weekend. Another stimulus package, right? Yes. U.S. economy ready to surge. No, I'm sorry. I don't agree with that. And we need government. And I would say a big no to that as well. And then one of the worst headlines was the stimulus showers like it's coming out of the skies. Americans with money sharply cutting poverty. Please, don't take us like that. It is not about that. Those who are hurting are still hurting. This is not enough. Those who are hurting should get more. Let's talk about that. So, first off, let's talk about the deficit. It has grown exponentially over the years. Started with Obama, Trump continued it, and now Biden. Again, not political, both parties, right? We have soared, right? QE 1, 2, 3, 4, Operation Twist, and QE forever, right? We're over $8 trillion. But that's only part of the picture. Look at this. As of Sunday, and if you go to this website, usdebtclock.org, it spends quickly. $28 trillion. Are you kidding me? Debt to GDP ratio, 129%. Each and every American is responsible for $222,000. Do you have it? So let's talk about this. All right, first off, 129% debt to GDP. Think about your family's budget, my budget. Think about financial plans. Money in, money out, surplus deficit. Okay, if you have a deficit, what do? You cut expenses. Or you hopefully can bring in some more revenue, taking extra jobs, new jobs, whatever the case might be. And you as a household balance your budget. Okay, imagine getting $100 and spending $129 every time you receive that $100. What would that look like over time? Well, you're seeing it with $28 trillion. Okay, you also have a picture here where we're looking at debt purchased and deficit. Huge margin right there. So what we are living in right now is what's called modern monetary theory. Larry Summers, who worked in the Obama administration, calls this grotesque. Now, I have the book right here. I have read it. It's interesting. Snapshot. We are a debt issuer, so it doesn't matter. We can print forever. Don't particularly agree with that. All the debt you saw earlier, don't worry about it. Write it off. It's meaningless. Again, I personally don't agree with that from an economic standpoint. Again, no politics here, folks. Just talking about what's going on. This modern monetary theory is, in fact, a form of socialism, okay? Monetary socialism, right? Just keep on printing and giving. And over the long term, I don't think it's going to be a good thing. Now, for those who are hurting, last Friday, or Thursday, our latest unemployment report, 18 million. But that's wrong. Okay, finally, the Fed, Chairman Powell admitted that number's over 10%. Okay, so this is showing about a 4%, so more than double that are unemployed. Those people, we need to get that money to them. Now, in two forms. Don't just give it to them. Let's come up with programs to help them to find a new job, to train them for new jobs. You can't just keep printing and handing out this money like this, okay? That's number one. So Now, that's individuals. How about small business owners, right? Last weekend I was out, ran into a friend. How's things going? Barely surviving. We'll make it. It's going to take years to recover. Okay? My wife's business in retail, her and a partner. You don't make up 4 months of lost revenue. 0 revenue when all the other bills are due, and that's the problem here. Okay? So what's happened with all this printing, it has pushed down the dollar, and it's actually has recently what I'll call crashed the dollar. Now, we've had a little counter trend there, move. You can see, I believe that to be short term. So why does this happen? Because they're printing it, it's devaluing the dollar, period, end of sentence. So when the dollar goes down, inflation goes up. So what does that mean? Those who are hurting are paying more for goods and services. So it's a double whammy for everybody. Look here, right? Copper, lumber, all right? The construction business right now, homes, they had to stop production because lumber costs are so out of control. Well, you also need copper for building, right? Oil, we see that surging, cotton, wheat, etc. All of us are paying more. That's the impact of printing and devaluing the dollar. The other big impact is what it's done to our society. It's created a very large wealth divide, okay? Here's a chart. Richest Americans in 2019, 21 times more than in 1982. That is wealth divide, folks. Next up, the top, the 1% own more than 50% of stocks, less than 5% of debt, okay? Why is that? Well, debt's so inexpensive right now. The stock market's up because the Fed's inflating the stock market. And what's the overall impact? Well, the final impact is right here, clear as day, okay? Billionaire wealth has surged over the last 18 months in this crisis. It is nothing short of a disaster. So let's bring all this together, all right? Yes, I'm for it. Again, no politics here. I'm looking at all these special interests. We got to get rid of that. The money has to go to the people, small business owners who need it most, okay? $1,400. I've had people talking about this. Hey, it's free money. I have clients saying, why am I getting it? I don't need it, right? Why are we giving this money to everybody? Give more to those who need it, okay? And create programs for this group as well. This is my issue. Deficits are soaring. Inflation, and that's another thing Larry Sumner said. Inflation is soaring. This is nothing but a continued problem that everybody keeps kicking down the road. And at some point, we're going to have to face it. Michael Loftus, Wealth and Wisdom TV. See you soon.